laughing at. Black Rosebud, you want them, he got them. No Black Rosebud, he clowning, got you laughing.
Oh, it's too loud. I gotta get some volume control over this son of a bitch.
Special nigga. A round of applause for jokes so funny you might shit your drawers.
What's up, Miss Black Barbie? Flower Bloom.
What's that? Perform at a church with a set so
Black
fresh,
Gold.
so clean.
What's up with
Versatile with a style that can't be touched.
CC, I'm calling you
Black
CC.
Gold, he rips it up.
Cool.
The haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Black Gold clown their ass any fucking way.
Ray in the
Check out
house.
the YouTube page for comedy and skits are coming soon to a city near you. My nigga, BLAQ. What the fuck you gon' do? Laugh so hard you chip your fucking tooth. Black be on that funny shit like monkeys throwing.
Happy Friday to everybody. Hopefully your day will end up better than mine. I got my microphone. I'm gonna speak shows today and tonight in Hollywood and in LA. I'm doing shows tonight in Hollywood, in LA, and I got my microphone, so I'm going doing new shows today. Today. Cut! I know y'all been watching the Michael Avenatti. Oh! This went to jail. Did he just go to jail? He just got out. He got one of them, but Michael Avenatti is found guilty. Now, I had a little debate with my partner yesterday, and I wanted to know how in the hell two lawyers that's supposed to have been telling on Donald Trump had evidence on Donald Trump. I'm not talking about all the Russian collusion and all that shit. I'm talking about two lawyers. One was his lawyer, his personal lawyer for years, and one was a corrupt lawyer. You mean to tell me two lawyers went to jail and Donald Trump is walking around scot-free? How was that? I don't understand. I had to argue with my partner. You mean to tell me two lawyers got caught on tape, got found guilty, couldn't cover their own ass, but they got the goods and the lowdown and all that shit on Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is still walking free? How was that? How was we now, like I told my partner yesterday, that Cohen said Donald Trump, the money wasn't for Donald Trump. Then he said the money was for Donald Trump. So is he lying before or is he lying after? Because we can both agree that he's lying. But what we can't agree on what he lied on. So you could be right or I could be right. The thing is, we don't fucking know. So guess what? Neither one of us is right. You can't say Cohen did it, and you can't say he didn't. You can't say Trump knew, and you can't say he didn't. I'm going on facts, not feelings and emotion. You can't blame Donald Trump for nothing. All I know is two crooked lawyers, attorneys, that are supposed to be the lowest of the low. You know, lawyers are low anyway. The only time lawyers put their hands in their pockets is when it's cold. Huh? But you got two of the lawyers corrupt, taking extortions and bribes and payoffs and all of those shit, and having recordings and recording peoples and shit like that. You mean to tell me these two motherfuckers didn't cover their ass when it came to Donald Trump? How was that possible? Let's get into it right quick.
An existential threat to the Trump presidency. Please welcome attorney Michael Avenatti.
And Avenatti became a thing in the spring of 2018 when he took on the case of adult film actress Stormy Daniels, also known as Stephanie Clifford, who alleged that she and Trump had an affair in the mid-2000s.
Alleged. No one proved that it was right. Just because you pay somebody off doesn't mean you motherfucking guilty, right? You know what I'm saying? Before you pay child support, you still gotta pay for that kid until you find out you're guilty. And you ain't guilty to you ain't innocent and proven to guilty in the court of child support. It's only in the court of law. Your ass is guilty until proven innocent. They're gonna hit your ass with the money until you prove it's not your baby. But it's the reverse in the court of law. You're innocent until proven guilty. So if they haven't found nothing to convict Donald Trump on, he's in, as the law says, in a democratic republic, he is innocent until proven guilty, right? Michael Cohen and Michael Avenatti had that same opportunity. They was guilty until they was innocent until proven guilty. And guess what? They got proven guilty. Donald Trump didn't. So guess what? That status of innocent still stands until y'all can prove him guilty.
Now, Daniels claimed that she'd been paid $130,000 by Trump's associate, Michael Cohen, in the days just before the 2016 election to keep quiet about those allegations.
Now, you can tell this is about the money because she could have been said something. She had months and years and all that shit to say something. She wanted to come out right before the fucking election. Right before the election. Oh, I want to come out, and you got the crookedest motherfucking attorney in the world as your lawyer. So how's we going to believe your word? How's we going to believe the word of a stripper, prostitute, and a motherfucking crooked lawyer?
She said that she did not want to have sex with Donald Trump. She also said that this was completely consensual. Make sense of that for me.
Yeah, make sense of that for how you not. You know what? It's a lot of hoes out there have sex for money that they don't necessarily be attracted to the person that they giving fellatio to. So I can understand that. But she didn't say there was no money involved. She just said she wasn't attracted to him and she didn't really want to have sex with him. But she did anyway, and it was consensual. She didn't say she was a prostitute and she was selling that pussy, nothing like that. She just said it was consensual. Whatever the word consensual means in her words, it must mean it was okay because she didn't file for no sexual assault or no shit like that.
She agreed to have sex with him at the time. I think there may be a lot of women that have found themselves in a similar situation.
Yeah, hoes do that.
Over the course of their lifetime and have perhaps...
Over the course of a lifetime, over a course of a couple of hours. Hoes do that all the time. They gotta smell nigga sweaty nuts, nigga hairy balls. They gotta goggle different colored dinglings in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? They gotta play with buttholes. They gotta do some of the freakiest shit in the world. They gotta to the most ugliest son of a bitches in the world. Fat, funky, and all kind of shit. So yes, women do that shit all the time. The same women do that shit every fucking day. It's their fucking job.
Given in to something that they really didn't want to do at the time.
That's called pimping and hoeing.
What does Stormy Daniels want? I mean, in the interview, she seemed to suggest that she had hoped this never would go public. She signed the agreement. She got the $130,000 so that she wouldn't speak. So now what's changed?
What's changed? They told her she can make more money by extorting Donald Trump. How can you sign the motherfucking disclosure, right? Say you're not going to say nothing, right? Get a lawyer. Now all of a sudden you want to say something. No, that's what the disclosure was for. No matter if I was innocent or guilty, I paid you to shut the fuck up. Now I need you to shut the fuck up before I sue your ass. That's what this disclosure does. If you don't shut the fuck up, I can sue your ass.
Avenatti quickly sued Trump on Daniels' behalf in hopes of getting her free from her non-disclosure deal.
But instead, Avenatti sued Donald Trump, trying to get her free so she can spread the fucking lies. Oh, if you ain't got nothing to hide, why don't you let my client talk? Oh, you must have something to hide. Just like the fucking phone call with the Ukrainian president. Oh, you gotta have something to hide. If we don't know what the fuck it is, why you hiding it? Donald Trump said, fuck it, I release it. I don't give a damn. I ain't got nothing to hide. And when they released it, it made them look stupid because they never thought Donald Trump would release Stormy Daniels on this fucking non-disclosure.
So that moment that she's talking about in 2011 where she says that she was threatened, Does she think that Michael Cohen or the Trump camp was behind that?
Now, anytime you can throw out allegations like this without any kind of evidence, and he's a lawyer. Since when can lawyers throw out any allegations without having any kind of proof? Lawyers ain't supposed to do that. And that's some kind of code of ethics or something like that. You're not supposed to say, oh, we got this, we got that, we got this, and this person going to jail and I got this evidence. That's not legal. Not in America.
There's no doubt. That's the only place it could have came from. It certainly did not come from someone that was close to her.
Is that not slander? You're telling people, you're on TV, national TV, telling people that Donald Trump lawyer paid somebody or got somebody to harass your client physically and threaten them. That's not falsifying character or some shit like that?
It didn't come from the magazine. There's only one other place it could have possibly come from. And quite honestly, every mother in America can identify with the story that she just told and how frightening and terrifying that would be were they in her situation.
She said that to this day, she could identify that person. So what does that person look like?
And why is that person being caught? They got plenty of fucking police profile books. You can go to get a sketch, they got all kind of things you can look at or help the police with this person that threatened you. But guess what? The police ain't taking it serious because guess what? The police don't fucking believe it.
Well, we're in the process of discovering, investigating exactly who that person was, and we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Are police investigating now threat that she revealed last night that was made to her when she had her infant daughter with her?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Should they be?
I think they should. I think it's a pretty serious matter. I know we are.
So you mean to tell me a lawyer is investigating a threat and not the fucking police? Huh? I ain't never saw no police represent nobody in the courtroom, so how the fuck you gonna go represent the police in the street? That don't make no sense. All this shit was a set up. A setup, just like Russian collusion, just like anything just like any other false information about Trump. You can throw out a lot of allegations. People are gonna put you through the news cycles. It doesn't have to be necessarily true or not, but people gonna believe it. People believe this whole fucking story about Donald Trump. Even me back then, right? Because I was liberal back then, but even me believe this whole story about Donald Trump paying for pussy and things like that, and it's never been proven. This bitch ain't never proved it. No text message, no phone calls, no nothing. His lawyer didn't prove it. No one fucking proved it. That means he's innocent.
I mean, how will we know the truth of that? How will we get to the bottom of that?
Well, we're going to get to the bottom of it because we're going to find out who that was and who hired him. Although I'm fairly clear as to who hired him.
And that is?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious. It's got to come from someone associated with the Trump. Although I'm fairly clear as to who hired him.
And that is?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious. It's got to come from someone associated with the Trump organization.
That ain't slander. He has no proof. He said it got without doing any kind of investigation, without having any kind of leads, any kind of evidence. You automatically say it has to come from the Trump organization. It has to come from that way. That's you can't say no shit like that.
Well, I know that you haven't paid your taxes.
In October, a judge ordered Avenatti to pay almost $5 million to a former law partner of his. In July, Avenatti paid the Internal Revenue Service over $880,000 in unpaid payroll taxes related to a deal he made to bring his law firm out of bankruptcy.
Ain't that type of shit illegal? But when you're a Democrat lawyer, you can get away with that type of shit.
You've done tens of millions of dollars worth of free media on the basis of your relationship with her, and she's working in strip clubs. You're exploiting her, and you know that. Why aren't you paying her some of what you're making?
Sir, this is absurd.
Now, all of that paled in comparison with what happened in the middle of November. Avenatti was arrested in West Los Angeles on suspicion of domestic violence. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office declined to file felony domestic violence charges against him, choosing instead to refer the case to the city attorney's office for consideration of misdemeanor charges.
Huh? You mean to tell me, as a Democratic lawyer, right, you can beat a woman's ass, go to jail for domestic violence, get it dropped to a misdemeanor so you can continue practice in your bashing and your lying and your slander of Donald Trump? They gave you a deal so you can get out and you can do the rest of your shit, what you've been doing to Donald Trump, representing Stormy Daniels and his fucking lawsuit. The lawsuit wasn't even about, let me go in further to the story before I get to explaining the lawsuit and how stupid the lawsuit is and how they set Donald Trump up so they can hit him with a lawsuit so they can get a little airtime, a little money, you know what I'm saying, a little power, a little notoriety, shit like that. It's gonna come up.
But answer my question. Why are you rich and your client is working in seedy strip clubs?
Sir, do you have any idea how much money I've earned?
You're on every cable show. You're running for president now.
You have no idea.
For a time, even Daniels turned on him, saying she would drop him as her lawyer if the domestic abuse allegations were true, and suggesting that Avenatti sued Trump against her wishes.
What do you mean? I thought she wanted Donald Trump sued. You mean to tell me she wasn't even the one that was suing Donald Trump? It was her lawyer? Huh? She signed the non-disclosure. She was supposed to keep her mouth shut if it was true or not. So she's not suing Donald Trump. He is. And why is that?
When you say that when Michael Cohen went public, it basically voided the agreement that she had. That's what you're saying, right? She signed this agreement to stay silent, and then you're saying that
Michael Avenatti used Michael Cohen like a fucking drum. He beat him like a fucking drum. He put everything on Michael Cohen and said Michael Cohen was the downfall for Donald Trump. Said Michael Cohen once spoke out. Michael Cohen once sent the person to threaten Stormy Daniels. Michael Cohen once done the check. Michael Cohen this, Michael Cohen that. So when you attack the lawyer for all his fuck ups and he represents Donald Trump, of course Donald Trump gonna look bad. But it's not about him beating Donald Trump. Michael Avenatti was going after fucking Michael Cohen and was fucking winning because Michael Cohen was a bitch. All Michael Cohen was doing was tell Michael Avenatti to stop talking about me. Tell Michael Avenatti to stop doing interviews. You was making Donald Trump look weak because Michael Avenatti was using crooked tactics to beat the shit out of Michael Cohen. Because most of the things you see Michael Avenatti talk about is Michael Cohen referring to Donald Trump. Oh yeah, I got this on Michael Cohen, this on Michael Cohen, this on Michael Cohen. So Donald Trump is going to go down.
Michael Cohen started this.
Well, I'm saying that in a nutshell, but our position is that the agreement never was in effect to begin with because Mr. Trump never signed it.
I understand, but she signed it, okay? She signed it and she got the money. So from your side, from Stormy Daniels' side, she should comply with the agreement, no?
No, we don't agree. If you offer to sell me your house and only I sign it, that doesn't mean you have to sell your house.
I understand, but why didn't you challenge him on this at that moment? Why not, when she signed it, say, hey, this isn't signed by Donald Trump? Why now, all these months later?
Well, I wasn't her counsel at the time.
So
think about it, right? She signed the non-disclosure and she got the money. Donald Trump didn't sign it because he don't need to sign it because Donald Trump don't need to shut the fuck up. He said it was a lie. He said he didn't sleep with the lady. He wanted to let sleeping dogs lie. He didn't want to bring it up no more. So he didn't have to fucking sign it because it wasn't up to him. He wasn't going to lose anything. It was up to her. And what fool would have signed the non-disclosure thing himself? And if somebody would have asked about it and he would have slept up or mistakenly talked about it, he would have got fucking sued. So it's not for the person who, unless your ass is dumb, and both sides done fucked up. Both sides done fucked up. Of course, we both gonna sign a non-disclosure because I don't want you talking about this shit either, right? So we both gonna sign it. But Donald Trump didn't fuck up, so he didn't need to sign it. He just wanted to get the lies and the bullshit out of the way so he can focus on running for president, not running after no hoes.
If you had been, you would have said this agreement is null and void.
What I'll say is this: had I been her counsel, this would have been handled quite a bit differently.
And like so many lawyers, you were taking advantage of her. And you pose as a feminist hero because you are shameless and the other channels let you get away with it. But you're an exploiter of a woman and you should be ashamed of it.
I owe Michael Avenatti an apology. For the last couple of weeks, I've been saying enough already, Michael. I've seen you everywhere. What do you have left to say?
What do you have left to say?
I was wrong, brother.
What do you have left to say? You see how fake news pumped up everybody. If you against Donald Trump, you can go on MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all these motherfucking news channels any fucking time you want to. Look how many interviews Michael Cohen get. Look how many interviews Big Head Schumer get. Look how many interviews Nancy Pelosi get. Look how many interviews all these fucking Democrats who was never fucking on TV, never got interviewed, never had any kind of notoriety until they start attacking Trump. Nobody knew who the fuck Adam Schiff was, a Nancy Pelosi, a Nadler. Nobody knew the fucking James Comey was, a Robert Mueller. Nobody know who these people was. Donald Trump made all these people career. Nobody knew who the fuck these people was until Donald Trump started talking about them. I knew who Maxine Waters was, but some of you sons of bitches didn't know who Maxine Waters was until she got in there talking about some kill Trump. And you're like, who is this black James Brown looking bitch? Where'd she come from? She been in the office for 70 motherfucking years. Who put this bitch in office? Where'd she work at? That's the only way you knew Maxine Waters. She come up here looking like that porcelain dog that sit on everybody's fucking kitchen table with the 3 dogs like the tear coming out their mouth like sad dogs. She like them motherfucking dogs. It was on Friday. But y'all didn't know who she was. Donald Trump made all their careers, and the only way that they can hang on to any type of fame, notoriety, and ways to fundraise money by bashing Donald Trump is to keep talking about Donald Trump. Well, you throw enough shit to the wall, hopefully something is going to stick. And they were just hoping Michael Avenatti had something.
Brother.
But there were times in 2018 where the idea of a President Avenatti, or at least a Democratic nominee Avenatti, wasn't any laughing matter.
They decide they value a fighter most.
Yes.
People would be foolish to underestimate Michael Avenatti.
He represented Democrats. Nobody ever talks about that. Donald Trump.
And they don't want to talk about that. If you look at his past records, he represents Democrat liberal causes. He don't fight for the Constitution. He's about money and extortion. The Democratic way. The Democrats let him get away with it for a long time until he tried to extort the wrong motherfuckers and they busted his ass. If he was just extorting people like Donald Trump and the Trump organization trying to sue Michael Cohen and shit like that, they would have let it slide. But when he got too big for his motherfucking britches and tried to get out some money out of Nike, guess what? Nike is fucking liberal too. And guess what? They liberals stick with liberals. And guess what? You fuck with the wrong one. Long as you was fucking with conservatives, they didn't give a damn. But as soon as you went out the liberal Chinese, whatever the fuck company, they wanted your ass. And they got your ass. And there's more to come.
Has officially, in writing, surrendered to Michael Avenatti.
We're watching our watches and waiting to see if that prediction comes true. That's the one prediction that you really staked your reputation on, so your reputation will turn on whether he does resign or not.
But to exclude.
Remember, Michael Avenatti was saying Donald Trump is going to resign. He got evidence that Donald Trump is going to resign. He got evidence on Cohen. But you see, every time Michael Avenatti come up, they have a picture of Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen was Donald Trump's downfall because he wasn't smart enough, intelligent enough, or savvy enough to fuck with Michael Avenatti, the crooked-ass lawyer.
Stormy Daniels' attorney, Michael Avenatti, from Cohen's case challenging the raid on his office and home. Cohen is accusing Avenatti of creating a, quote, carnival atmosphere with his many TV appearances and predictions about the case. And so joining me now is Michael Avenatti, attorney for Stormy Daniels.
Look, and soon as Michael Cohen go to jail, gets out, what did he do? He do the same thing he accused Michael Avenatti of doing. Going to all these motherfucking news stations spreading lies about Donald Trump that's never been proven. You're doing the same thing, creating a circus atmosphere. You're doing the same thing Michael Avenatti told you to do. It makes me wonder, are y'all getting taught by the same people? Are y'all associated with the same people? Did you switch sides and these people are got you under their rope and they're training you and teaching you what to say? Because you weren't talking like this a couple of years ago. Now that these liberals got you under their motherfucking wing and they got more information on you and probably could have gave you way more time than they gave you, now you're kissing their ass.
I was involved in several of these catch and kill episodes. He asked me to pay off an adult film star with whom he had an affair. He was concerned with the effect that it had had on.
Where's the evidence? Ain't no phone calls, no video chats, no text messages, no meetings, no where we was at this time when it happened. No, I mean, where was this at? Like, where's the evidence?
The campaign.
But you have to tell you, I do know legal ethics, and getting permission from a counseled client
You're wrong.
to talk to that client is not enough. Look, I can tell you, I've been teaching legal ethics for a long time. About that, I am 100%
Michael,
right.
He had told me that he had spoken to a couple of friends and it's $130,000. It's not a lot of money and we should just do it.
Of the president's former lawyer releasing this and explaining its evidence that Donald Trump committed crimes in office.
$35,000. It doesn't say $135,000. This money could have been for any fucking thing, right? I mean, if my lawyer tells me to write a check for something and he's going to handle it, I trust my lawyer enough to write a check for something and he's going to handle it. This is out of a personal account, right? This is not out of no campaign fund. This say Donald Trump. This don't say no shit about MAGA 2020 and no shit like that. U.S. United States fundraiser corporation and no shit like that. It say Donald Trump, the bank name and all that shit. Capital One. Donald Trump with Capital One in New York. Huh? Where does it say anything about a payment of $130,000 to a whore? Nowhere on the check.
It's the Stormy Daniels reimbursement check. And when you have it, this is now all over the country. We saw it in the committee room. We have it here in our newsroom. This is not a jumbo check for some sort of charity auction. This is Donald Trump's personal bank account. This is what proves to the public that Cohen was telling the truth, at least about this.
No, it don't. It means he was telling the truth about he got a check for Donald Trump. And if you're working for Donald Trump, you're going to receive some checks because you're his personal lawyer, and that's his job to fucking pay you. And your job is to fucking represent him.
And how he wanted to cover up alleged contact with women in 2016. Now, again, we'll put it up. You have the signature of then candidate Trump and the date, then President Trump, August 1st, 2017, because he paid this from candidacy into presidency. Cohen also supplied a second check, $35,000, also signed by Donald Trump Jr. and the Trump org chief financial officer.
So all of them $35,000. $35,000. Every check is $35,000.
Officer Alan Weisberg.
When you say that when Michael Cohen went public, it basically voided the agreement that she had, that's what you're saying, right? She signed this agreement to stay silent, and then you're saying that Michael Cohen started this.
Well, I'm saying that in a nutshell, but our position is that the agreement never was in effect to begin with because Mr. Trump never signed it.
I understand, but she signed.
Oh, yeah.
I understand, but why?
What I'll say is this, had I been our counsel, this would have been handled quite a bit differently.
Well, Alan, let me tell you, I'm going to determine what my reputation turns on, not you. I've made many predictions that have been. Let me finish. I've made many predictions that have turned out to be true, and we got 2 years left in this president's term. And despite the fact that he thinks you write great books, we're going to see what really happens.
The president's high-priced lawyer in that case, Charles Harder, is finally doing what I've always said he should have done at the very beginning of this. Dollars in penalties that Donald Trump and Michael Cohen would visit upon her for violating her confidentiality agreement.
I'm going to ask you for your...
Now, everybody remember, you hear him say Michael Cohen. Now, Michael Cohen is a weak-ass lawyer because now Michael Cohen, and everybody remember this, goes on fucking CNN, right? And behind the scenes get coached by Chris Cuomo. He get coached on what to say, how to hold an interview, and all of that. It's not that Donald Trump is guilty. It's just Michael Cohen made him look so fucking bad. Look at the shit Michael Cohen is still doing that's making him look bad, making him look like a fucking idiot. How the fuck is you a lawyer and you got to go on a media channel and you got to get coached by a news anchor on what the fucking law is and how you can't go to jail? What kind of fucking lawyer is you? I wouldn't want you representing me.
Advice on how to handle the interview that I'm doing first with you. Erin Burnett wants me to do hers first. So she goes, yeah, but it's better if I do it with a woman as opposed to with you. I said,
well, you're not accused of bothering a woman.
I said, but Chris is a woman.
Michael,
you showing the fuck is a homo woman too, huh? Y'all setting up a dialogue on how it should be perceived. We want to go on here first because it'll look better if we go on a woman's channel. This is the genius ass lawyer that's supposed to be working for Donald Trump that supposedly got all this dirt on Donald Trump. Donald Trump should have picked it. That's why people make mistakes. Donald Trump didn't do his research on this fucking lawyer.
Cohen is a convicted felon tonight, and Donald Trump is an unindicted co-conspirator tonight.
A co-conspirator. Well, where his jail time at then? Why his lawyer that handles all his legal information, all his legal documents, know about everything he fucking does financially and criminally? Why the fuck that he ain't got this information and he ain't sent Donald Trump to prison? He should be the number one witness. He's a lawyer.
They should have realized as soon as they saw Michael Avenatti that they should drop this case. Both Donald Trump and Michael Cohen formally going into court saying, we released Stormy Daniels from the non-disclosure agreement. Therefore, the case is closed. But Michael Avenatti says, not so fast.
And they pulled the Bill Cosby on him, right? This was a civil case. That the same thing happened with Bill Cosby. Say, you know what? I let her talk. I will open up my civil case and so the people can see it because the case is closed. The same thing they done with Bill Cosby, they done with Donald Trump. Went back to the civil case, had them open it up, and then they use it on Cohen. They use not on Donald Trump. They use it on Cohen, but they try to use it on Donald Trump. They use the civil case to open up a criminal case.
No one has talked tougher directly to Donald Trump on TV than Michael Avenatti, and Donald Trump is afraid to mention his name.
I've been saying for a while that we've been playing chess and they've been playing tic-tac-toe.
That's because Donald Trump, the lawyer, he said he been playing chess and Michael Cohen been playing tic-tac-toe. That means Michael Cohen ain't even on the same level as Michael Avenatti. And Michael Avenatti is saying this, we playing two different games. I'm playing for keeps. You motherfuckers playing for fun. I'm doing this shit for real. This is what he's saying on national TV.
And that's been true now for the better part of 6 months, and it's true in the last week.
I said it was true what you're talking about, and that's why it needs some explanation. You did guarantee the American public back in May that President Trump would resign.
If you'll recall, we filed a very basic complaint to start this case in March. There was a reason for that. We then made an offer of settlement shortly thereafter, and we offered to return the $130,000, and there were some other parameters, and we gave Donald Trump and Michael Cohen a set period of time to respond to that offer.
Look, we want to return the look, this is where they try to trick Donald Trump and fucking Michael Cohen. I think Michael Cohen working for them the whole fucking time, right? We're going to give you your $130,000 back if you release Stormy Daniels from this non-disclosure, right? We're going to give you the money back because we want Stormy to talk. Of course, Donald Trump and any kind of smart person will say hell no. But in saying hell no, guess what Michael Avenatti done?
They blew us off. They refused to accept the settlement offer, which I anticipated that they would do. And shortly thereafter, we filed what's called an amended complaint, where we amended our allegations and we made those allegations much more detailed. And we asked for much more than we had in the initial complaint. And there was
$20 million more. They went from $150,000 to $20 million. Threw some more bullshit up in there and say, look, man, we got more evidence we want to talk about besides that. So we can't talk about this part of the case, but we can talk about the new parts of the evidence of the case that we got, right? Because we didn't sign no non-disclosure on that, but we're willing to if you give us $20 million, because the shit we got right now is way more serious than the shit we got before. So Donald Trump like, fuck it, then release it then, nigga. I'm not gonna give you no motherfucking $20 million. Release it then. I'm not gonna do no shit like that, right? And he anticipated that, right? So when they released it, right, and then then Stormy was able to talk, they was waiting on Donald Trump to defend himself. They was gonna let Stormy talk. This was all set up. Stormy, go ahead and talk. Talk about Donald Trump took the pussy, raped the pussy, beat up the pussy. You don't like him, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and talk, because we need Donald Trump to respond.
There was a reason for that.
Now, when the FBI conducted a raid on Cohen's home, hotel, and office in April, they seized thousands of documents and they put Trump's personal lawyer and fixer at the center.
At the center of what? They used Donald Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, to put him in the center of Russian collusion. How in the fuck that somebody paying for some pussy is in the middle of Russian collusion? They were scaring the shit out of Michael Cohen. We finna put your ass over here, extortion. We're gonna say you threatening my witness. Now we're gonna say your ass is working with Russia.
Of the ongoing Russia interference investigation, it sure did seem like Avenatti had predicted the future.
And the reason why we did that, Lawrence, is because I anticipated that someday I would be sitting in a seat like this and we would be where we are right now. She didn't get the benefit of the bargain. It wasn't just about the $130,000. It was also about Mr. Trump agreeing to release her of any and all claims and agreeing to stay silent on this.
Donald Trump never signed no agreement to stay silent. She signed the fucking agreement. Donald Trump never had to sign the agreement because Donald Trump never received any money. She signed the fucking agreement, but they're trying to say he didn't live up to his part of the contract because he didn't stay silent. He don't need to stay silent. This is how they trick the fucking world and trick all these liberals into believing that Donald Trump done something wrong when Donald Trump done nothing wrong. He followed the law by the book. Huh? He can talk about who he want to talk about, when he want to talk about, even though he didn't. Though you came out here talking about you gonna sue somebody. The lawyer defended himself and defended his client. Now you want to sue the lawyer for breaking a non-disclosure, for defending his client. How'd that work? It was a setup. It was a sloppy genius setup, but it was a setup.
That did not happen when Mr. Cohen went public a couple months ago and began spreading lies about my client. She wants the entire truth to be laid bare.
He talking about Michael Cohen went public. He didn't say shit about Donald Trump. Oh, she wants the truth out. Because of who? Michael Cohen? Because of what Michael Cohen said? You want the truth out? You want to break the non-disclosure because of what Michael Cohen said? Michael Cohen wasn't getting his dick sucked, or he wasn't getting no fellatio, or he wasn't in the room with y'all. So Michael Cohen ain't got shit to do with no non-disclosure or no talking and saying your fucking name. He has nothing to do with none of that. He's a lawyer.
For the American people, and she wants the American people to have all the facts relating to the agreement and the $130,000, and all Americans.
All the facts, not about the sex, not about the line, about the $130,000 and the agreement. They want to know everything about it. What is it to know about it? He paid hush money to shut the fuck up. If he did it, it was to shut the fuck up. If he didn't do it, it was for her to shut the fuck up. What do we need to investigate that for? That don't take a rocket scientist to find out where the money came from. What was the money for? What was it done? Disclosure? Come on.
Should want to know those facts.
Suddenly, he was casting himself as the only person in the country willing and able to stand up to Donald Trump.
And the problem is that Michael Cohen and Donald Trump are in too deep.
Michael Cohen. Listen to this. Everything is Michael Cohen. It's Michael Cohen before Donald Trump. So is Michael Cohen on trial or is Donald Trump on trial? I don't understand. Can't you separate Michael Cohen shit from Donald Trump shit? Anytime you drag Michael Cohen in, you use Donald Trump like Donald Trump is a co-conspirator to whatever fucking Michael Cohen is doing. You can't separate them. You can't say, well, Michael Cohen done this and Donald Trump done that. It's Michael Cohen done this, so Donald Trump has to know Michael Cohen done that.
They waited too long. They didn't do what you thought they should have done 6 months ago. They didn't do what I thought they should have done.
They shouldn't have done. They, not Donald Trump, not Michael Cohen, it's they. They're a team.
Frankly, 6 months ago. And so now what they want to do is they want to cancel the case. They want to call no glory. They want to completely surrender. And we're not willing to accept that surrender under the terms that they want to offer.
And why didn't you just...
Not speaking of terms, how is it that Michael Cohen not accepting their terms, but he accepting CNN terms? He accepting CNN terms on how to conduct the fucking interview. He accepting CNN terms on what to fucking say in the interview. How is this a real lawyer? We supposed to believe this man is telling the truth about Donald Trump when he can't even tell the truth about his motherfucking self? Look at him. Chris Cuomo is training him like he's a fucking idiot.
Just let it all come out and let the people decide. Because it's not a fair process.
Right.
They wouldn't have had any of the counterfacts, and they would have had her, if she was somehow convinced to do it and people decided to believe that her denials were somehow less true than her admissions. I didn't want to play that game. Everything was tilted against Mr. Trump. And that's what it is. And then either they'll believe it or they'll be like, that. There's no way he didn't know.
Huh? He's coaching him saying everything is tilted towards Donald Trump. We have to say Donald Trump knew about it. We have to aim everything at Donald Trump. How is this a lawyer getting coached on what to say on national TV?
Well, for instance, we still have the defamation cause of action or claim against Michael Cohen. We still have the
defamation on Michael Cohen. Why is all the lawsuits against Michael Cohen? I have a defamation on Michael Cohen. You know what a defamation is? Somebody's saying, I didn't have sex with her. She's a stripper. She's a whore. So I didn't have sex with her. Oh, he's defaming my character. I'm suing. That's all that is. Michael Cohen called her a stripper or a whore, whatever the fuck he called her, and said Donald Trump wouldn't have sex with her, didn't have sex with her, and that's defamation. Because now she's saying, well, he's lying. Donald Trump did have sex with me. I am beautiful. You can't say I'm a stripper. I'm an exotic dancer. You can't say that. It's defamation. That's not a real fucking case. You're not going to win that fucking case.
Defamation claim against Donald Trump. We have another claim against Michael Cohen relating to his conduct in conspiring with Keith Davidson to hide information and documents from my client. And furthermore, as it relates to the NDA, we want a judicial finding, a determination that NDA is not just null and void, but that it was an illegal contract that was proposed by Donald Trump in an effort to violate campaign finance law.
Michael Avenatti is a beast.
Okay, that's true.
And you are a homo. And you are fucking gay.
He's a beast.
He's a beast, and he keeps popping Donald Trump and all of his folks in the mouth repeatedly. He's a beast. And so John Meacham says he may be the savior of the republic.
So
see how CNN, how it doesn't matter who you are. If you're against Donald Trump, I don't give a fuck if you was a Republican your whole life. I don't give a fuck if you just slap somebody from CNN mama. I don't give a fuck if you just blasted CNN your whole life. If you automatically switch liberal, CNN to treat you like a fucking saint. Ask Rudy. Ask what you call that motherfucker from Utah? The traitor, Mitt Romney. Ask Donald Trump's niece. Ask Michael Cohen. Ask the other fool. I forgot his other fool is Republican to turn Democrat. If you're Republican, they will bash the shit out of you. The moment you turn liberal or the moment you turn anti-Democrat, anti-fucking Donald Trump, it doesn't care. They don't care what party you are. They're going to invite you, believe what you say, write a book about it, fan mail. All the liberals in the chat gonna think differently about you and shit. It's gonna be entirely different. They're gonna treat you like that because they want to make Donald Trump look bad. They want to say, look, Donald Trump is so bad. This person switched to the other side. Haven't we told you how bad Donald Trump is? Look how mean this man is. Here he's switching up on his friends. He's trading his friends. He's turned his back on his friends. Now, do you really want to be Donald Trump's friend? No, you don't, because this is how he treats his friends. And we're going to put this dude on TV with all the fucking lies every day until we get our point across about Donald Trump is a big meanie.
We're halfway to home. Yeah. Now we need the other half, which is we're going to get an admission or a judicial finding by way of competent evidence that Donald Trump conspired with Michael Cohen to do this, to violate campaign finance law. And we're either going to get that by way of an admission, which I don't think we're going to get, or by cross-examination and a deposition, and ultimately a trial.
So you had a cross-examination, you had your deposition, right? And you had all that with Michael Cohen. Why Donald Trump not in jail? Why nobody's interviewing Michael Cohen no more? Why nobody give a fuck about what Michael Cohen got to say but CNN? Why nobody believe you or him or the motherfucking female? How is that? Where's the evidence?
And that is our goal, and it's been my goal for 6 months, and it's going to continue to be my goal.
What else do you have?
Well, I haven't suggested it. I meant it. It is just the beginning. We have a whole host of evidence. This is not going away. And Mr. Cohen and the president better come clean with the...
Mr. Cohen and the president. He say Mr. Cohen name before he say the president name. This is Adam Schiff 2.0. Oh, we got the evidence. Don't worry about it. We got it. But he don't want to show nobody. He's not showing this woman, and he's not showing Dershowitz. But Dershowitz for to school his ass on something like, hold on, you're talking too much. You need to shut the fuck up. Watch Dirt for to get his ass.
American people, and they better do it quickly.
What kind of evidence do you have?
Again, I'm not going to get into the details of the evidence. We're in the early stages of this, but suffice it to say, we are only getting started.
When are you going to reveal that?
Over the next few weeks and months.
And I think that there was a tweet maybe of a CD. Do you have pictures? Do you have photos? Do you have text messages? What?
Look at this. It's a picture worth 1,000 words. How many words is this worth? 60 minutes. Please deny it. What? You saying you got videos and pictures and words of the president and it never got out? I had to argue with I had a situation with my friend, a debate with my friend, right? And talking about Donald Trump had this person on his hand, had this person under his hand. You mean to tell me all this time Donald Trump been fighting against the whole fucking corrupt system? You mean to tell me that if Donald Trump was guilty on anything, his ass wouldn't be behind bars right now? After all the people that's going after him for all these years, trying to get him for every fucking single thing, that if they would have found anything on him, tax, bribery, rape, assault, sexual assault, anything you want to fucking racism, anything you want to put on them, they haven't found 1 ounce of evidence yet. And I'm not just talking about why he's been president. I'm talking about since before he been president. I'm talking about way back to the fucking Sunset Park or whatever park, whatever Sunshine Park 4 or something, whatever. I don't know the name of them, but them people all the way back to then when Donald Trump put an opinion in the fucking newspaper, right? Not a legislation, not a law, not anything like that. He put an opinion about something he thought was correct because the kids or whoever it was at the time pleaded guilty. Donald Trump is not no police officer. He's not no lawyer. He's not no detective. He didn't do no investigating. All he heard was somebody got killed. Somebody said they was guilty, and somebody should get this. It wasn't nothing racist about this. Oh, what about when he didn't want nobody from the black to move into his community houses? No, it wasn't this nobody black. It was redlining, and it was nobody poor. He didn't want no motherfuckers in no Section 8 moving in this property where he had good housing. He's still talking about the same shit today when he said, y'all gonna lose a suburb. It's the same thing he was talking about then. Not allowing low-income housing to be built inside of the suburbs. The same fucking thing he was hollering back then, he's hollering about right now. That's not racist. That's business. Business. Y'all saying he's racist because of business and opinion. Well, hell, when I go to the store sometimes in my black neighborhood and the Asian people follow me all the fucking around, no one accused them of being Asian. Racist. They can follow a nigga all the way around. Nobody's going around talking about their business need to get the fuck up out of there. Huh? The city does it all the time. When they move single black mothers from Santa Monica and shit like that and move them into the project, nobody say that's racist. Look, the Section 8 people didn't want them people to stay in Santa Monica into the rich part, so they sent them to the ghetto. Nobody called that racist. Donald Trump done the same thing politicians, businessmen, and contractors been doing since the eternity of time. It's no different fucking now. Next!
Sorts of things. There it is right there that was tweeted out. What is that?
Again, I'm not going to get into the details of what is on that media, but suffice it to say we have a lot of evidence in this case.
A lot of evidence in this case. Watch Dirk, get him. Allen, get his ass for snitching. He talking too much. Allen, get him.
This information on the Trump Tower meeting, that's not the best information Michael Cohen has. I can assure you of that.
What?
How do you know that?
How do you know? That was my question.
Look, they both got him like, how do you know that? You stupid son of a bitch. You're not supposed to say that on national TV. Oh, Michael Cohen's not the best evidence we got. What? They both were shocked. Watch Allen get his ass. Like, nigga, you're not supposed to say that.
You have pictures, you have photos, you have text messages. What sorts of things? There it is right there that was tweeted out. What is that?
He's fucking up. She even know
Again, I'm not going to get into the details of what is on that media, but suffice it to say we have a lot of evidence in this case.
This information on the Trump Tower meeting, that's not the best information Michael Cohen has. I can assure you of that.
How do you know that?
How do you know? That was my question. How can you assure us?
Again, I'm not going to tell you how I know these things, but you know what, Alan? If you want to,
you may have to tell the ethics committee that.
Look, I'm not going to tell you that. Alan, like, hey, you don't need to tell me, but you gonna tell somebody. How is he allowed to get away with this shit? How is he allowed to get away with the malpractice of fucking law and no one says it? He get on TV and talk about the malpractice in law and no one says shit about it. They caught on to it. The other lady caught on to it, but most liberals and most the people that really supposed to be looking at this shit let it pass on by. The Democrats, I'm saying, because he worked for the Democrats. So they don't let this, they let this shit slide. He can get on here and do whatever that fucking word is, quid pro quos and all that shit, and not have to face any kind of consequences because he's a Democratic lawyer. Listen to Allen. Get him, Allen.
Alan,
you have to tell that to the ethics committee if they ask you how you had a conversation with a man who was represented by a lawyer and you didn't ask his lawyer's permission, and his lawyer is now apparently complaining about that. So you're going to have to answer some of these questions. It's not enough just for you to say selectively, I don't have to answer that question, but I will answer that question. Okay, let's not get personal, but let's understand that we have to have the truth. Yeah,
Michael, what's your response?
Alan, you really need to start talking only about things that you know about.
Wait a minute. So you saying Allen don't know about the fucking law? That's what you're trying to get on here and say Allen Dershowitz don't know about the fucking law? When you get on here and you get coached about the law from somebody who does the fucking news, and you're gonna say, oh no, this is the wrong person. Cohen get coached by somebody who don't know the fucking law but know the fucking news. And this is who Michael Avenatti going after. The fucking idiot Cohen.
It looks shady. Yeah, okay, fine. Look, it's a shady business. I didn't like that I had
Politics is a shady
business.
Right,
I didn't like that I had to pay her to keep her quiet just in case she decided to lie again because somebody was paying her.
It goes on like this, and on, and on, and on. Chris Cuomo offers to get the big guns involved. Listen.
How do you get in trouble? You don't get in trouble legally. I'll ask, I'm going to make some phone calls on them.
Who can you make some phone calls to make sure he doesn't get in any trouble illegally? Democrats.
Make sure that you can't get.
And what is the evidence of? What are you trying to prove?
We're going to prove that Mr. Cohen's statements.
Mr. Cohen, when the fuck are you going to talk about Donald Trump? Do y'all get this? When is he going to talk about Donald Trump? Everything is on Michael Cohen. Well, guess what? The person who you were saying that has all that evidence is also against Donald Trump. So why the fuck y'all can't collaborate? Oh, I forgot. You was in prison. You can't collaborate and work law with nobody. My bad. I spoke too far. Both of you motherfuckers can no longer practice law. No wonder why you motherfuckers couldn't combine together like Voltron and come to one one fucking target and shoot your aim. No wonder, because both of you motherfuckers is criminals. You can't talk no more. You can't say shit no more. You can't point the finger no more. Because guess what? The Democrats use y'all ass, and when they couldn't use you no more, they spit your ass out. Go ahead and accuse Donald Trump of that. Go ahead and say Donald Trump paid for this. Go ahead and say Donald Trump lied. Go ahead and say Donald Trump knew about this. We're going to bring you on the news every now and then. But guess what? Your law career is now the fuck over. Huh? Because you lied on Donald Trump and it didn't fucking work, right? But we got you covered. We got you covered. Because we could have gave you way more time than 2.5 years. And especially both of you motherfuckers, Michaels. We could have gave you way more time than you got.
To the American people are false. That at all times, Mr. Trump knew about this, knew about the $130,000, was fully aware of it, and with the assistance of Mr. Cohen, sought to intimidate and put my client under his thumb.
Mr.
That's
Cohen.
what we're going to prove.
Well, I'm about to head off to a party, so I have to leave in a minute. But let me tell you, are you saying specifically that you were given permission by Michael Cohen's lawyer to have that conversation with him in the restaurant? That's a question you should answer specifically, because if you weren't given permission to have that conversation with Michael Cohen, you may have to answer to an ethics committee about that conversation, because I taught legal ethics for 35 years and I know a lot about legal ethics. And the one thing I know is you're not allowed to have a conversation with somebody who's counseled without the specific approval of the client to have that a lawyer to have that conversation. So I think you have to explain that meeting.
Al, look, so you can't have, if someone hired a counselor or a lawyer, you can't talk to that person's client unless you get permission from the lawyer. If you talk to the client behind the lawyer's back, that's an ethics violation. And he's saying it on national TV, and Derwitz giving him plenty of opportunities like, are you saying this? And this dumb motherfucker's on here on national TV saying he is doing that. Wow. The shit you can get away when you're a liberal. The shit you can get away with when you're a liberal.
Alan, guess who gave me permission? Michael Cohen.
Michael Cohen gave him permission. Nigga, that's still against the law. Dude, how the fuck is this a lawyer? And he's talking about all this unethical shit on national TV that you can't do, that you can lose your law license over. That let you know he crooked and he had somebody who had his back. Them meaning Democrats.
He gave me permission.
That's
so
not
once
enough.
again,
That's not enough.
Mike,
that's not enough under the rules of ethics.
Alan, once again, you don't know what you're talking about. And you know what I want to know? I want to know about the relationship.
Look, he want to switch it up on Alan Derwitz. Now he want to know about Donald Trump. Like, fuck what I'm going through. Let me put it off on you. Even though I know you're right, and I may have fucked up, but I'm going to try to find a way to claw up out of this motherfucking shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blame you for knowing Donald Trump. But Alan Derwitz got a hell a hell of a response for that too.
Relationship between you and Donald Trump. I think you ought to disclose the extent of the relationship. How did you get that positive
I'm happy
book?
to do it.
How did you get that positive book review? Why is it that you two appear to be such close friends now? And I think you ought to disclose what your relationship is.
I've met him 3 times in my life, all 3 times dealing with the Middle East. I have no relationship with him.
I'm always careful.
But you never got a relationship with Chris Como
when I talk to media, you know?
Right.
Do you know how many phone calls I've gotten from people at ABC who say that reporters are calling and lying about things they heard about me to try to get stories about me when I was at ABC?
Now, do this sound like him and his brother have the same sexual fetishes or the same fucking freaky demeanors? Or people are accusing them of doing the same thing?
Guys calling and saying, I heard he was the Charlie Rose of ABC. He used to invite women to the hotel and open his bathroom. Do I look like the kind of guy who's got to do that?
Sure, why not? But you're
lying. So I already have a good source that says that he forced one woman to have sex. I just want to know if you've ever heard anything like that. There is no woman.
Right.
There is none of that.
So here's the problem.
Women who do work there saying, oh, yeah, you know, some of these men and naming me with other guys, you know, we bumped into each other once in the elevator and he put his hand on my shoulder and he made me really uncomfortable.
Hands on the shoulder.
I mean, what the
It's a problem. And now
I'm careful with the media always. Right. I've always told you the media is not your friend.
No.
It looks shady. Yeah, okay, fine. Look, you know, it's a shady business. I didn't like that I had
politics is a shady business.
I didn't like that I had to pay her to keep her quiet just in case she decided to lie again because somebody was paying her.
Lies.
It goes on like this and on and on and on. Chris Cuomo offers to get the big guns involved.
Okay, what the hell? What the hell? This is all backwards. Hold on. Fast forward this last one.
Through Mr. Trump.
Possible here that you might get all of that from Michael Cohen in writing because there's no damage to him at this point. And then that might leave you only with Donald Trump.
Well, he knew about everything, yes.
As a defendant, Cohen might be able to work his way out of this. It is fascinating. When will the judge make a decision on whether this case continues?
What did the president ask or suggest that you say about the payment?
On the 24th of September, we have a hearing and we're going to get some guidance from the judge. And, you know, a number of things can happen between now and then. This is a very dynamic situation and things happen at a very quick pace. But I just hope they keep playing tic-tac-toe, and I'm confident they will.
He was not knowledgeable of these reimbursements, and he wasn't knowledgeable of my actions to keep him far away from it as possible. There is no doubt in my mind.
I said it was true what you're talking about. And
look, Allen finna get his ass again. This case, this case is not about Donald Trump. So when everybody says something about Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump, there is no connection with Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump. Michael Cohen is the whole connection. And they use Michael Cohen. The news use Michael Cohen. The lawyers use Michael Cohen. Stormy Daniels use Michael Cohen. The Democrats use Michael Cohen, right? And when they found out they couldn't use it no more, right? They thought they was going to be able to get more information, or they thought Michael Cohen had more information than they got. So what they done is they took his career, took his freedom, and say, if you testify for us on helping us bring down Donald Trump, we can help you out, right? They thought he had something more than what he had to offer. So when they offered him this, and then he tried to come out and try to put dirt on Donald Trump and did nothing of it stick, it fucked his whole career off. Now he's stuck in limbo because the Democrats don't really want to fuck with him because he can't do anything for him. The Republicans don't want to fuck with him because he's a traitor. He's a fucking rat. So now he's stuck in limbo, going on any news show he can do at a time, you know, any news show he can do and get a little couple of views or some shit like that, because other than that, his career is over. He can't practice law no more. You know what I'm saying? He can't work in certain places no more. He can't go to certain factions no more, right? Don't nobody fucking trust him or believe him. It's fucking over. Because we can say we don't trust him because he's a rat. They can say they don't trust him because he used to be a conservative and he worked for Donald Trump. So he's stuck in limbo. Don't nobody want to fuck with this dude no more. And they played him. Michael Avenatti, the Democrats, all that shit played him. And they played Michael Avenatti too.
And that's why it needs some explanation. You did guarantee the American public back in May that President Trump would resign.
I was involved in several of these catch and kill episodes. He asked me to pay.
But you have to tell you, I do know legal ethics, and getting permission from a counseled client
You're wrong.
to talk to that client is not enough. Look, I can tell you, I've been teaching legal ethics for a long time. About that, I am 100%
Michael,
right.
let me.
He had told me that he had spoken to a couple of friends, and it's $130,000. It's not a lot of money, and we should just do it.
We should just do it, or you should just do it.
Well, Alan, let me tell you, I'm going to determine.
Or you should just do it. But I'm about to end this show right now. But somebody tell you that Donald Trump and his Michael Cohen and his Michael Avenatti shit, it's kind of like the two lawyers went to jail. Stormy Daniels didn't want to sue. Stormy Daniels is quiet. Stormy Daniels didn't produce no evidence. Michael Cohen didn't produce no evidence. Michael Avenatti didn't produce no evidence. So in this case, how is Donald Trump guilty of anything? Guilty of having sex, guilty of an affair, guilty of lying, guilty of paying off something, guilty of having knowledge of something, right? In this case alone, he's accused of 10 different things. Y'all convicted them on none, right? On here, y'all was convicted of 3 or 4 different things, and they convicted y'all on all of them. Think about it. Everything they went for y'all, except Russian collusion, because that was linked to Donald Trump. But they charged you and they convicted you on everything they charged you with. They charged Donald Trump and didn't convict him on anything. Well, I'm out this bitch. I got to go do some camera work, do some hidden shows and stuff like that. I'm going to be putting on Patreon later on today, hopefully. So I'm out this bitch. I will see y'all on the flip side. Don't let the dough hit you where the dog should have bit you. I'm out.